Well, thank you everyone for being here. Lots of familiar faces. It's so good to see you guys again. And if it's your first time here, thank you as well. We do this every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. So just to keep in touch with us, Katie created this amazing link tree that has literally every link that you need for 1 million cups. So make sure to follow us on all the social medias. It also has the Zoom link in here, and you can also apply to present with this link. And then I think that will be posted in the chat. So what is 1 million cups about? So we are about support, building our community, asking for help, offering help, and sharing ideas. And we do this while drinking coffee or your beverage of choice. And so I'm sure we've all been to numerous events to grow our businesses or meet new people, but there's clear differences with what 1 million cups that I noticed right away. One was when we were in person, there wasn't that stale robotic networking where we walk up to someone, give them our business card. What do you do? This is what I do, and walk away and work the room. I noticed that 1 million cups was more about connecting, not necessarily networking. And then for the community, by the community, and then the radically and intentionally inclusive was super, super important for me. And then also presentations, not pitches. That's a big difference between 1 million cups as well. So this is our Seattle community, but there's 133 other communities with over 3,500 attendees, over 700 volunteers. We all meet Wednesdays at 9 a.m. So if you wanted to experience a community in Florida, you can totally do so, thanks to everything being on Zoom right now. So to sum up what 1 million cups is all about, we focus on these three pillars: education, presentations, and connections. So more than 8,000 entrepreneurs have shared their stories and ideas thanks to 1 million cups. I was one of those entrepreneurs, and it was by far like the best feedback I've received from any presentation. So I always encourage people to use the platform to share their stories as well. And then a special thank you to our partners, Human Up, A Small Studio, and the McLaughlin Method. We wouldn't be able to do this without our sponsors, as well as our community volunteers. So Leif, Katie, Kareem, Eric, Tessa, and myself, we bring all of our skills together and our love for the community to create and run these events. And we're always looking for more volunteers. So what to expect today, coffee and conversation, with which we started with, and then we're going to get a 6-minute presentation from an entrepreneur in our community. And today we get to hear from Lisa Hunter, and then we'll do a 20-minute Q&A, and then more coffee and conversations, which we'll do in smaller breakout rooms. So here are some ideas to be a supportive listener. What helps me is taking notes throughout the presentation. And so you can take notes about what stands out to you, what do you want to learn more about, where can you share your expertise? And then rather than telling the entrepreneur what you think they should do, maybe form our questions with what about or have you thought of, and interactive questions like that. And then also limit distractions so that we can be focused and give our energy to the presenter. When we open up Q&A, you can use the raise hand button. I believe it's at the bottom of the screen, and that will put you in line to ask your question or give feedback on the presentation. You can also type it in the chat. But with that, I will bring up our presenter. We have Lisa Hunter with Vian Studios, and I think one of us will start a timer so that we don't go over the 6 minutes, and so that we can get the most out of the Q&A. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And then Lisa, it is all yours.
Cool, thank you. Well, I practiced this a few times, and a couple times I hit 6 minutes on the dot. And one time I went over and one time I went under. So, okay. So I'm going to share screen. Okay. Now I'm going to this. Okay, here we go.
Yay.
Yay. So I just need to get rid of your pictures because they distract me. So there, now she's little. Okay. Hello. My name is Lisa Vian Hunter, and I am a wardrobe consultant based in Seattle, Washington. This is my goal for you. You open your closet, everything in your closet fits you perfectly. You love every piece, and it's all from the current season. So you're not looking at your winter coats right now in your summer closet. My background is fashion design, and I went to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in San Francisco. When I graduated, I launched my dress collection, which I had for 10 years. I started selling it out of my retail store in Palo Alto, California, and the recession then hit, and we moved to Seattle, Washington. So we moved the family and we moved the business to Seattle, and that was in about 2007. So I participated in various fashion shows. This is Bellevue Fashion Week, Austin, Texas Fashion Week, and there I am in my design studio in Seattle. After 10 years of having my business, I was ready for a change. So I joined the personal styling team at Nordstrom, and I was there for 5 years. It was a great experience. I learned about virtual styling and virtual closet appointments, and I did a lot of in-person closet appointments before the pandemic, where I would go to a client's house with a tailor, and we would help them with their closet and get everything sorted out and even pin everything that needed to be altered. We'd usually walk away with like a good dozen items to be tailored, which is sort of common. Over 5 years, I assisted over 1,000 customers at Nordstrom. And this past summer, I launched my own wardrobe consulting business called Vian Studios. I help men, women, families, and transgender community. An assortment of some of my clients on the far left is Trina, and she likes to take selfies of outfits that we've put together, so she knows what purse and handbag, what purse and shoes go together with an outfit. And she has a record of all the outfits. Tamara was at a park and I was at Nordstrom, and I helped her virtually with beauty supplies. So like she was at the park with her kids and we were able to shop for makeup for her. And Liz needed a gown for an event for this fall, and I found a great boutique in Seattle and helped her pick out a dress. And then there's Nathaniel on the far right, and he's 3 years old. And like I said, I shop for the whole family. That collection is the Ziggy Marley collection of clothing for kids. And his mom bought him the entire collection and he loves it. So there he is in that. Another client, Alex, he works for Microsoft. And like most of you, he worked from home for a year and a half wearing shorts and sweatpants. And then all of a sudden he needed to go to Denver to a conference. And he actually lost weight during the pandemic. So I helped him with this suit and new jeans. And yeah, he was really happy with that. This is client Chris. And Chris needed a new suit for a wedding in Los Angeles. And he lives in Gig Harbor and he didn't want to deal with a retail store. So I mailed him a suit. He got the suit. He did not like the suit at all. So it had a return mail label. He just mailed it back. I sent him another suit, which was this suit, and it was great. He loved it, except the pants were too long, the sleeves were too short, and the back of the jacket was too tight. And I could tell all of that from our FaceTime. So I said to him, okay, take it to Tacoma Nordstrom, go to the tailor, tell them your stylist said pants are too long, sleeves are too short, the back is too tight. They will totally get it. And so he did that. They fixed everything. And of course, he had to expedite it. So it was ready in 2 days. And off he went to the wedding. This is Cassidy. She's a transgender teenage girl. She's 5'10" and she's 14 years old. And I helped her last week at Nordstrom. And here she is looking at herself for the first time having makeup done. And there was such a moment of joy. We were all sort of standing around crying. But I helped Cassidy with her back to school wardrobe. She's going to high school for the first time. And I'll probably be working with her regularly. It was a really great experience for everyone. I do pro bono work for a transgender community up to about 5 hours a week. In terms of marketing, I do a weekly email newsletter. A monthly newsletter goes to my current clients, sort of reminding them of what all the services are. Various networking groups such as this one, social media, and a blog. I'm in a press program right now, and my goal is to have articles published in major magazines and syndicated. And so far I've been on thriveglobal.com and medium.com. It's just a great way to get my name out there on a national level. Thank you so much for your time. A recap of what a wardrobe consultant does: assisting with your wardrobe if you've gained or lost weight, post-baby wardrobe. A lot of people need just a wardrobe refresh. They're sick of what they have in their closet. Special occasion shopping, reviewing the clothes in the closet, what to keep, what to get rid of or tailor. And last week I did estate work where I helped a family with an estate figuring out what to sell, what to donate, and I'm selling for them their items. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Lisa. I need a lot of your services.
Awesome.
So we can open it up for Q&A if you guys want to, if you have any feedback or questions, just do the raise hand button. And Ryan, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Nice presentation. I know we talked about it a little bit last week in the breakout room, so I was excited to see it. The presentation itself here. I was wondering, of all the wardrobe services you offer, what's the one that you like doing the most, and is it the one that's the most profitable for you?
Well, that's a great question. It just gives me great satisfaction to go to people's homes or even help them virtually with their closets and just getting the stuff out of the closets that's not being worn, because it's just emotionally draining to be looking at things in your closet that don't fit. And I know I had those pants in my closet for like a year and they were 2 sizes too small, but they were really nice pants. And, you know, I just finally let them go and I felt so much better. So it's like, yeah, the closet work is just really great. I really enjoy that. And then working with transgender teens is just so satisfying. And, you know, as I do that, I wonder, oh, you know, could that be a nonprofit? Could I create a nonprofit and help style transgender? Because like Cassidy is not comfortable walking around a department store, but working with her last week, I said to her mom, you know, a couple more sessions of this, doing this, she will be comfortable in a department store with her friends, just walking around. And her mom was like crying, thank you. So, I mean, that's just so rewarding. Yeah, it was a really great question.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you have so many areas of expertise and skill to choose, you know, the ones that you like best. So
yeah,
narrowing it down to those two is really, really good. Awesome. Jolene, do you want to go next?
What's your biggest hurdle right now? What's the hardest part?
Yeah, like time management. I was talking to my marketing group yesterday about that, and there's a new app that I'm starting to track my time, because obviously I have a lot of projects, and I didn't talk about my clothing line, which I also launched last summer, and it's called Belle River Clothing. And so I relaunched my clothing line. And so, yeah, it's just like, I feel like I've become sort of ADD over the last couple months. I'm working on a project, but then all of a sudden my phone dings, and just staying focused. And although I love the writing, and that really takes hunkering down to get to do the writing, and then also the bookkeeping. So I would say that's
that's a lot.
I did hire someone in India through Upwork. And he helps me with my website updates with both websites. So that's been really helpful. Thank you.
Nice. Tessa?
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for sharing.
Hi.
I love, like, when we put this out, so many people were like, oh my God, I need help with fashion. Oh my God, we need to listen to this. So awesome for people to know that this exists as well as a service. In my quintessential style, gonna bring up some sort of sustainability thing. So if I were to shop with you, I hate fast fashion. I actually just really dislike the experience of department stores and stores generally.
Yeah.
So I only shop from thrift stores or stuff that my friends have given me.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, what I would say is, like, if I got your services, is that something that you can cater to for people who are like, I only want to do this. I only want to shop ethical brands, even if it's like fun, and help people actually find, like, for example, I have a wedding coming up and it's like, I have to wear a gown and I've never worn a gown, but I won't wear anything that's not an ethical gown. So, like, that, even just finding that is super hard. Is that something you would work with someone on?
Totally. Oh, that's so great. And it really takes a village to find these things. I mean, try finding a gown that's even not ethically sourced. It's really hard right now because the supply chain is having issues, to say the least. So yeah, I think that's really great. And I remember one time my friend said to me, you must love what you do because you work with people who love to shop. And I said, no, I love what I do because I work with people who don't love to shop and I make it easy for them. So, yeah, that's great. And the thing about, like, I when I had my retail store, I sold vintage clothing as well as my own line. And so I'm very familiar with, I would go to estate sales and buy things. But the thing about it is a lot of times they need to be tailored, and not just those things, but anything you buy off the rack. There's so much tailoring when I go to people's closets and come away with just this huge stack of things, like the sleeves are too long, and so, like, with the thrift shopping, it's great. It's so much fun, and we can rework pieces. Having the fashion design background, I understand how a garment is made, and I understand what can be done to a garment. And I've gone to people's houses and we find these hidden treasures in their closet. And I'm like, we can turn that dress into a tunic, or we can turn that dress into a skirt, just like the fabric is great, but the style is all wrong.
I've just, the thing that comes to my mind is like, oh, that's got to be so expensive. Like, that's the only thing that, like, comes up to me is like, oh, I would love that. But I just, like, don't know.
What is expensive?
Like the tailoring, like getting it, finding it, then tailoring it, and like,
yeah, tailoring is not that expensive. Tailoring is, yeah, I have lots of people in my life who do tailoring. Yeah, tailoring is not the problem. It's finding the item is half the battle, and then tailoring is kind of a piece of cake. So
thanks for that insight.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
I can totally relate to that, Tessa. I have a brunch, really fancy brunch that I'm going to on Sunday, and I have no idea what to wear. And I'm one of those people, my friend is like, let's go to the mall. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So we need people like Lisa. Valerie.
I actually have two short questions. One was, you started out with, fashion, clothing, and then you just kind of dropped in makeup a couple of times. And so I'm curious. So that's my first question, is how that fits in.
Yeah. Well, I may consider, my logo says I'm a personal stylist, but personal stylist, I don't know, it seems like it kind of pigeonholes me. I like wardrobe consultant, but I am head to toe. So if you need to know what is your best lipstick color, I can help you with that. I partnered with a beauty stylist at Nordstrom who is a transgender woman who helped Cassidy. So yeah, I am head to toe.
Cool.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And then you also mentioned, you know, a lot of writing and such. And so I'm curious, like, do you have a particular point of view when you're making your content
and so
or your writing?
absolutely. And one thing I didn't mess in a couple of my practice rounds, I did mention that my writing is about wardrobes and it's about closets and it's about, you know, fashion trends and sustainability. And it's just basically anything fashion wardrobe related. That's what my writing is about. And yeah, I did have that in one of my practice rounds. I didn't make it in. Thank you.
Thanks, Valerie. Katie?
Hi, Lisa. It's great to see you. You did a great job with your presentation. And I feel like the elements of the stories that you told about your clients were like so emotional and compelling. And, you know, I'd really encourage you to think about where else you're telling those stories, right? Because maybe that's something that could help draw people in, right? And I feel like I know that when you and I chatted before, you'd mentioned that like a lot of folks think of personal stylist as like, oh, something celebrities have, right?
Yeah.
And you described all these normal people, right? And how they went through these emotional times and you were there for them and how you helped them. And so that's kind of like an idea, right? It was like, where else could you share those stories? Because I feel like I saw a lot of nodding heads when I started talking about it. Like, I think a lot of us really resonated with those stories. And so it'd be great.
Yeah. I was telling Katie that my stepmom said to me last summer, oh, that's so cool. You're a personal stylist. Maybe you'll want to help the Hollywood stars. And I said, no. I said, that's great that you said that because I'm 100% not interested in helping Hollywood stars. I work with real people who have gained weight and don't like the clothes in their closet and feel terrible when they open their closet in the morning. You know, that's who I work with. I want people to, I'm a minimalist. I have a tiny closet myself. I'm a fashion designer. I'm a stylist. I have no tolerance getting dressed in the morning. It's got to be 30 seconds or less. So yeah, it's all about real people. And I noticed that another stylist friend of mine posted on Instagram yesterday a testimonial. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Like she told a story. It was a story there. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Well, and maybe you can get, you know, permission to use photos of the clients, or like maybe you take a photo with some of your clients.
Yes.
You know, and that goes
idea
with them. Cause yeah, especially like on Instagram or
I always feel uncomfortable doing that. So I have to kind of, that would be a little breakthrough.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
Totally. I know. Sometimes I think that all of us probably struggle with like, where we sometimes reserve our best stuff for not stuff on our website, right? And so if more people are like finding us through our website, they don't get to see some of our best content. So that's really kind of the thought that I had off the top of my head. But great job. Really glad that you're here and that like you're doing this awesome work.
I agree. Thanks, Katie. Hello, Jay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Katie and I are on the same wavelength or something this morning, because I was going to say pretty much the same thing. And I almost took my hand down, but then I wanted to add one more piece on there too, which is, you know, yes, the stories, like that's where I started to get it. And like, it was like, yeah, this is for me. You know, I could use this, you know, that kind of thing. But then where on another kind of like level, another part of where it hit home was at the very end of your presentation, where you've got the bullets of here's what I do. That appealed to me in another kind of intellectual level, and just sort of hit home what I was already feeling of like, oh wow, this is for me. And then I could kind of almost like dial in like, yes, that piece, this piece is for me. So I would and I went out to your website to see if you've got it there, and you do. So like, I mean, having those bullet points there, having those testimonials, you know, good job. I think that works. I agree with Katie. Like, you know, where else can you tell those stories? Think about.
I think that's great. You guys totally inspired me with that. And even like what you're saying, like the bullet points, I can put bullet points on Instagram, you know. Have you gained or lost weight? You know, most of us have.
Yes. How am I going to go back to work with all?
Yeah, exactly.
Those kind of things.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jay. Tessa.
Do Zaki first, because I don't think he's asked yet. I already have. Yeah.
Go ahead, Zaki.
Okay, so my question is, if you are a fashion minimalist yourself and you have a small closet with small stuff, does that mean that you rotate through stuff and only keep it, like you put one in, you take one out, or do you just keep the same thing and you've got like this style that just fits you? Because I want to be that, and I have way too many clothes in my opinion. And how do I do fashion minimalism?
Yeah, that's so great. I went to a client's house last week, and she had like 5 closets in her bedroom, good sized closets full of clothes from over the course of 30 years. And we just went left to right. And we're breaking it up in 2 sessions because we didn't get through quite all of it, but we went left to right and took out every piece and had, had a discussion about each piece. And we ended up, of course, with a stack of things to be tailored, a stack of things to go to Crossroads where she's going to sell it. She's just done with, we're over it. A stack of things for Goodwill, and yeah, so it's all got to be kind of mix and match. I have a really small closet, and I have only the clothes in my closet that I'm wearing right now for the month of August. I'm not looking at my October clothes. I'm not looking at my fall 1 stuff. I call it fall 1 is like September, October. And then there's fall 2, which is like October, November. We're getting into a little heavier sweaters. I'm just not looking at any of that. And that's one reason I can have a really small closet, is because I'm looking at my August clothes right now. And it takes something to do this. It is not easy. It's not easy for me. I mean, it's time consuming. And so to have someone come in and help with that is huge. Basically, we go into the closet and we do go left to right. And it's like, okay, I bring a rolling rack. Sometimes we just take the shit out of the closet and put it on the rolling rack. And we just, start looking at it. And the goal is to have the stuff in your closet that you're wearing in August and kind of getting into September. And that helps a lot. And I happen to wear a lot of black, and that makes it easy for mix and match and having less, but I'm moving away from black and embracing color a little bit more. So that'll make it a little more challenging.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Zaki. That makes me think of where do the other clothes go? Do you keep them or?
Yeah, that's a great question. And for me, because my space is small, they go in bins, and I have those bins with the top, like the Costco top that goes over, and I write on the bin, like, visit in September, September 2021, or, I have clothes from the 80s that I've collected because I worked in fashion in the 1980s, and I don't wear them, but I want to keep them. So those are my 80s. I label it my 80s clothes. My kids used to like to play in the 80s bin, like neon shorts and neon hoop earrings. But some people, one of my clients has a separate closet in her house for her summer/resort wear, because she goes to Hawaii a couple times a year. So that's just that resort stuff. It is in a separate area. So when she's packing up to go to Palm Springs or whatever, she goes into the resort closet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tessa.
Oh my God, I just went on your website and I've been digging around, and I'm just like, there's the Boutique Bliss blog, which is like right around the corner from where I live. I know that boutique. Never been in, I'd been in there, and I was like, anyway, long story short, vibing with the things you're putting out there. And actually, okay, that got me like, the thing I was going to ask you about is like, so what's your like need right now, your focus for your business? Is it about like getting more clients? Is it about getting more consistent clients? Is it getting bigger paying clients? I'm just interested in that, like, to know, like what the struggle is that you feel you need to prove right now with Vian.
Yeah, I am a brand new business. I launched 2 months ago, and my first month was July, and I did great because my top Nordstrom customers signed up with me. Like I had 8 people sign up for packages in the first month, and I knew that that would most likely happen. And so that was great. And then August has been like, you know, clawing my way, you know, like I've had some closet appointments. I had an estate appointment. You know, I had someone sign up for a package. It's just, you know, it's just a slow build. And so, yeah, I'm just looking to spread the word, you know, or when you hear of someone saying like, oh God, I'm going to a wedding, I don't know what the hell I'm going to wear, you know, like, oh, I know someone who might be able to help you. You know, or someone passes away. I literally, one of my clients, her mom passed away. And so I went to the condo and helped. I now have 8 boxes of clothes that I took to my storage unit that I'm going to be sorting through and selling for them. So, you know, it's just, yeah, it's a slow build, and looking, you know, for referrals. One of my clients referred a woman to me who is running for lieutenant governor in the state of Alaska. And I talked to her 2 days ago, and she's going to be traveling all around the state, and her closet is a mess and this and that. And so we had a great conversation. And then at the end, she goes, well, this is really great, and I'll talk to my husband and see, you know, what he thinks. And I'm like, wow, you're running for lieutenant governor. You have to ask your husband.
You guys are still in a relationship. So is it like consistent? Where do you get your money from? Is it consistent, like big paying clients, or is it like, do you like getting it from like the random ones? Maybe it's
no, I'm happy with all of it. I mean, I told the woman who's running for lieutenant governor, I said, look, my most popular package is the executive package. It's $900. You have me for 13 hours, for 13 hours of whatever you need. Virtual, we can go through your closet virtually. She's in Juneau, Alaska. I have clients in North Carolina and Boston. I help them virtually. So it's like, we can do virtual work. You know, when you're in Seattle, we can shop together, you know, whatever you need help figuring out if something needs to be tailored. I can do that virtually. You know, you need new makeup, you know, whatever you need, shoes. I have shoe people I work with.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tessa. Ryan.
All right, back for a follow-up, Lisa. You do everything head to toe. You say that you're happy to do everything. I guess my concern is that perhaps you're keeping yourself from being able to specialize in some of the more high margin things, or some of the things that you like doing more than others. Like, I assume there's some parts of this that you like doing more than other parts. And I'm wondering if there's so much opportunity that maybe you can push away some of the things you like to do less, or that are less profitable, to kind of specialize or focus in those things that you do like doing and are more profitable. Just wanted to throw that out there. From the finding new business part, do you make any videos? I think that the bar for making videos on YouTube isn't super high, or as high as everyone thinks it needs to be, and that, you know, grabbing a phone and kind of streaming your own 2-minute video about,
okay, I got this,
just about anything. Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, so I was on a reality TV show 10 years ago, a fashion show. It was called Fashion Star on NBC. And I had a real problem with public speaking before then. I discovered there's a pill I can take that calms me down. And I overcame that. And my son is in film school right now, and I live with my son. And I said to him, I need videos. And so the challenge is that he's my son, and there's a communication thing. And so I love that idea, and I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to launch a YouTube channel that I can, because I talked to my web guy in India, and he said, if you have a YouTube channel, this will be pretty easy to do. So I am going to start the YouTube channel, and I talked to my son last night about the videos, and it's like, I mean, we're great roommates. I love my son, and we get along great, and we're great roommates. But in terms of dealing with each other on that professional sort of level, it's really hard. But I'm going to overcome, because I can take the videos on my phone and he can edit. So thank you. I probably went on a rant just then. And I do love every aspect of it. And if I'm helping someone with their makeup, I'm getting the same amount. I'm getting paid the same amount as if I'm in their closet. That's the same money situation. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Zaki.
So I haven't had an opportunity to go look at your website. So I don't know if you got this, but you talk about time management and such. I was wondering if you have thought about, or if you have a form that people fill out that collects information, which tells about their style, what they're wanting to look for, maybe submit a picture, and that can be used to streamline the process a bit, so that when you get actually in the closet with them, or they're showing you what they're showing, you have an idea beforehand, so your mind can like let it percolate. And I don't know if you do that already or not, but it's just a thought that maybe there's a way to streamline that and take that off of your plate, so that you can look at it at a casual hour. Then when you contact them, it goes a little bit quicker. Then again, time is what you're selling, so maybe you don't need that to go quicker. I don't know. So
yeah,
just a thought.
So
I don't know.
I have a form that's just for click here for a free 20-minute consultation. And that is not my problem with time management, because when I work with people, I mean, the second I see them, I know what colors I have in mind for them. But what I love, what you just brought up is, and I just saw the words fashion quiz popped up. Like, I think that's so cool to have something interactive on the website. I love that idea of like, take this quiz to see if you can use a personal stylist, a wardrobe consultant, like, do you love everything in your closet? Have you gained or lost weight? Have you just had a baby? Are, you frustrated with your old clothes, or something like that. Or even like a different type of quiz, like, I don't know, figuring out what clothes are best for your body type, that's awesome. So thank you. I'm walking away with tons of ideas.
Can I just sort of add on to that idea too, real quickly? Like,
yeah.
At the library, we have a something called Your Next Read, or Your Next 5, we call it. So it's like, you tell us about 3 books that you loved, and we will recommend 5 books that we think you'll love. And I wonder if there's maybe a correlation there, of like, tell me about 3 outfits that have worked for you that you really love, and that gives you, or in our case, the librarian, something to like interact with and be able to sort of work from. And of course, often that becomes a conversation back and forth, but it gives us a starting place, and it's, so I don't know if,
that's really cool.
Feel free to steal that.
Yeah, that's great.
I like that, Jay. And we'll do one last question from Amanda.
I just kind of wanted to expand on the lead gen quiz idea in that, and just have you start thinking, Lisa, about how do you think about your customers or your clients, and are there like themes, reoccurring themes within them? And then you look at your quiz to kind of pull out, where does this person lie in your offerings? Does that kind of make sense? And think about it in a way of weeding out what doesn't work and zeroing in on what will work for you. So yeah, I guess that's I just wanted to offer that. And then that tryinteract.com is the quiz platform that I use.
Oh, cool.
It's really easy. They have plug and play quizzes, and you can think of them in many different ways, but as a lead generation strategy with all those amazing questions that you had, that would be a really great lead magnet for you.
Love that. Thank you.
That is amazing. Thanks, everyone. I just love hearing all the resources that are being shared and ideas. I'm in love with it. So we always like to ask our presenter the big question, and it's, what can the 1 Million Cups community do for you, Lisa?
Yeah, I think it's keeping me, like I said, it's keeping me in mind when you hear of someone that is struggling with their wardrobe. You know, if you hear of someone that fits one of those bullet points, I heard of someone who might be able to help you.
Love it. Love it. And then just sharing your website or connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much,
you.
Lisa. That was an amazing presentation, and I'm so glad we got to hear from you and learn more about what you do. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So if you felt like Lisa's presentation and the interaction and Q&A that she got would be beneficial for your business as well, we would love for you to apply to present. So if you're a new business or you're transitioning or trying something new, and then also willing to ask for help and wanting to learn. So those are the type of people we look for to present. You can just apply. The application is super easy. Onboarding is super easy. And we also have coaches that can help you kind of form your presentation so that you get the best out of it. And again, we're always looking for more community organizers to get involved. You can do so by emailing us, seattle@1millioncups.com, or just reaching out to one of the organizers here. And then again, don't forget to bookmark the link tree for everything we talked about and anything else that you might need for 1 Million Cups. And then mark your calendars every Wednesday, 9 a.m. and currently still on Zoom. So next week we have Michelle with KJMH Digital. So they help B2B businesses accelerate their customer acquisition process through building marketing foundations and providing integrated marketing services. So that will be fun. You don't want to miss that next Wednesday at 9 a.m. And then we're going to do breakout rooms for, and you have a free pass to leave whenever. We typically do them until 10:15. So Tessa will set those up for us. The goal is just for deeper conversations, meet someone new, further discuss Vian Studios or wherever the coffee takes the conversation. So you should see a pop-up for that.
Yep.
In a packet.
Just a quick reminder as well, if you need to leave now, we understand. So you can go on your day, and we loved having you here. And also just a reminder that they will close automatically. So remember to share your details in there or connect with your email address if you want to keep your conversation going afterwards. I think it's actually kind of good to like stop it, because I have definitely stayed on here for like 40 minutes and then forgotten to like actually connect with the person properly. So just letting you know that ahead of time. And I'm going to throw you all into some rooms. Thanks so much. And we'll see you next week.